Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John and this is Satisfactory. Hello Tractor. Yes, I've done some stuff in between episodes. Thank you, get out of the way, there you go. I've done some stuff in between episodes, so I've done a little bit of stuff here as you can see, which we will come to. Things are hooked up over here and producing, but obviously the load isn't balanced, so we're getting a bit of stoppage here and there. Over here I've put in an awesome sink to take the excess steel pipes. We have a bunch of them in storage there already. Over here we've got the same sort of thing, so we are storing some of the steel beams that we're producing. Down here we are obviously producing our encased industrial beams. It's not very efficient at the moment because we're only getting a trickle of these steel beams coming in. We're running about 30%, but we are building up a stock. It's fine. Not yet connected these two foundries up to the production line. I really need to do that. I have replaced or deconstructed and rebuilt the conveyor coming out of the new Mark II miner up on the coal node up there, because obviously it was no longer feeding into that truck stop, which meant we weren't getting any coal either coming down to be delivered, although we had a fair amount stored in there anyway, so I didn't notice. I only noticed when somebody made a comment and I realised I hadn't done it and came in to have a look, and the tractor was out of fuel because obviously it wasn't getting any coal loaded into it at the top. So it just stopped. So yes, thank you very much for pointing that out. It probably would have taken me until all of this broke down before I noticed we weren't getting any coal, so thanks. What else have I done? I have done a bit of exploring and a little bit of building and collecting resources and researching and things like that. So if I run up to the top and then jump off the edge. Well, here we are at the top, and as you can see, things are now connected up properly and flowing. I want to head, I think, this way. Yeah, I think it's this way and then off the edge just over here. Yeah, probably this way. Well, you can see there in the distance what we're aiming for. I've set up a little production line on this quartz node over here to produce ourselves a little bit of silica and a little refined quartz. We're not running at anywhere near 100%. We're just feeding them into storage bins at the moment because we're not going to be, at the moment, producing anything with them. So, yeah, as you can see, the top four constructors here are doing nothing. Let me just get down to the right level. There we go. Yeah, so they're full of either silica or quartz crystal. Once it's all connected up and it has somewhere to go, in theory, why have we... why have we stopped feeding up here? Okay, you haven't stopped feeding up here. There we go. You're visible now. Okay, brilliant. That was a thing that happened. Yes, so I've got this all set up. Once it's all producing and all hooked up to something that will take this stuff away from here, as you can see, we've already locked up on silica, then this will all run at 100%, basically. It's all perfectly balanced and it will all run at 100% once we're using it for something. But at the moment, we are not. Okay. In addition, if I come back over this direction, and we drift around here, as you can see, we've got some construction here as well. This is... If I get up here. Oh, there we go. So this is just off from our steel works over there. Our space elevator and our start factory, as you can see, is over in that direction. But up here we are producing Caterium wire, and we've already produced quite a lot of it as well. So that's all good there. Actually, I should probably grab some. I don't know how much I've got on me. I could probably do with grabbing some more while I'm here, couldn't I? I have 500. Let's grab another 500. That should be fine. Now, you know what? We'll grab an extra 1,000 and we can chuck that in an awesome sink somewhere. Okay. Back at base, you can just see there the outline of the blueprint. What? Sorry, the outline of the blueprint designer. We do have a blueprint stored currently. Come on, get up there. Yeah, we do have a blueprint currently designed and stored, which we'll be getting to in a bit. But, oh, I think I have enough steel pipes on me to go and load into the hub computer and unlock hypertubes, which will save a lot of this bouncing around. Right, let's... Oops, missed completely. Let's chuck those in there. Do I have the... I do have the steel pipes. That's good. Right. Yeah, I have been feeding the awesome sink with spare resources. I've chucked quite a few smart plates in there. Some rotors, bits and pieces that we have extra of, basically. Right. There we go. Let's send this off.
Milestone reached. Fixit Incorporated has processed and incorporated frequent Pioneer requests for pipe-based personal transport. Introducing Hypertubes. Safe, aesthetic, adaptable, fun. Enjoy a view of your hard work as you soar through incredibly tight turns. Build them today. Note: Fixit Incorporated is not responsible for any harm caused by irresponsible use of this product.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we are producing plenty of the stuff that we need to build hypertubes, I think. Let me just double check that. Where will we be? They'll be in transport, won't they? There we go. So, steel pipes and copper plating. Yep, we're producing those. Might need to disconnect the steel pipes from the awesome sink, just to make sure we have enough. Encased beams. Okay, rotors we're producing lots of. Yeah, concrete and metal. Yeah, all that is fine. So, really it's just the steel pipes and rotors we need to make sure we have plenty of. But even then we only need 8 per hypertube, basically. 1 entrance, 1 exit. That's fine. Okay. I'm not going to build any just yet. I am going to, however, dash back over to our foundry. Okay, so there's our Caterium plant over there. We're on our ramp. And we have ourselves this that I teased you with at the start of the episode. Why have I got a floating foundation just there? Well, it's for our blueprint. So I can center it at the right height. If I lock the hologram there, and we can nudge it out and back to about there, I think. Where are we there? Maybe... In fact, these are 4x4. Can I nudge it back far enough? No, I can't. Okay, in which case... Let me bring that back a little further. I'll get rid of those two. That should give me the right distance. And there we go. Lock the hologram, bring it out where we want it to be, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be about the right position to allow us to build in a junction here and bring the main part of the road off that way towards the Caterium and have an offshoot coming up and down. Okay, so that costs me 232 concrete, 68 iron rods, 32 iron plates, 32 refined quartz, 10 quick wire, 24 steel beams, 4 colour cartridges, and 4 copper wire. There we go. That's our blueprint for our road. Now, I missed. So this is what we've got. We've got, as I said before, we've got concrete along the bottom to give it a uniform look from underneath. I've swapped out the pathway here. We did have the sort of standard fix-it floor tiles in there. I've replaced that with the grip metal foundations. I've unlocked lighting, so we have ourselves a lamp post in the centre, so illuminating the road. And then over here we have signs, which are all lit up. So hopefully that should give us some decent lighting along the path as well. Over here we've got asphalt, and we've got ourselves some road markings along there. So they should, in theory, match up with the road markings for the other side. And that's not matching where I'd like it to, unfortunately. And I can't nudge it up and down. Okay. So, whoop, there we go. Let's try that. Gives us something to lock onto. So it looks like building the roads isn't necessarily going to be as simple as just snapping them together. But still, it's going to save us an awful lot of work. Come on, sit on top of there, will you? On top of there. You don't want to sit on top of there, do you? Okay, there we go. So extending that little nub in there has allowed us to lock that in place, like so. And there we have our first section of our road. I think that looks pretty good. It's massive, obviously, but why not? Why shouldn't it be? We need lots of space, probably. Okay, I will build out, because I'm going to put in, obviously, there's going to be a truck station here as well, in order to collect all of the stuff from our foundry and take it to wherever we need it. I'm thinking, though, that it's probably going to be best. Maybe to bring the resources out underneath. It depends on how much of this we're going to use. No, we're going to use enough of this. So yeah, bring the resources out underneath in the logistics floor, which is just there, under the road, and then bring them up into a truck station on the other side. Obviously, we are going to be able to join up. I might turn this. Yeah. Might turn this into like a pedestrian bridge across the road section. In which case, it probably would have been better to build it further down, wouldn't it? Because this is going to be right on the junction. Anyway, we can design that once we've figured out where the road's going to go. We can figure that out. I kind of wish I'd designed these sections here into the original blueprint. I don't really want to go back and redo it now, so I'll just carry on as best I can. You would not believe how long it's taken to get just this very modest stretch of roadway built. To be fair, it's nothing to do with the game or anything like that. It's more to do with the fact that I fell down a rabbit hole of trying to figure out how to make a nice curve. And as you can see, gave up. We have nice wide roads, so a 90-degree turn isn't that much of a problem, really. I'm fine with it for the moment. But, yeah, I can keep going. I do have a bunch of resources, so I can keep going, but I thought I'd show you what it looks like at this stage. We have it lit. I've just strung lighting, strung the power for the lighting, rather, 1-to-1. I was thinking about maybe at some point coming in and stringing it underneath, and having one of these outlets right in the ground that... Where are we? Right in the ground there, to connect up there, to hide these unsightly wires. I think it would be a bit more elegant to do it that way. But for the moment, we've just hooked it up so there is at least light on the roads. Yeah, I will continue laying in road sections then. Whoops. Okay, after some considerable time and a couple of crashes in the meantime, we have constructed a very short section of road. Literally just connects the hub up to our foundry over there. So yeah, I think it looks rather good. I think it's going to be easy to extend and connect to. And obviously, we are going to need something to drive around on it. So I built myself the Explorer. As you can see, the road ends rather abruptly right there. And if we carry on down this way, plenty of space to just weave about and not worry about how badly I drive. Because we very carefully put in road barriers everywhere. So hopefully we should be okay, even with my driving. You will notice that I am driving on the correct side of the road. Comments down below. Okay, that's basically it. That is the length of the road that I've managed to construct, and it has taken me, like I say, some time to do. Next, then, we are going to want to extend that around that way. Ideally, we want to be going all the way out to where the quartz is being produced. Because we're going to want to bring quartz in, and making the road uses a lot of quartz. So it would be helpful to have a road going out there. Now, honestly, I'm thinking... What am I thinking? Okay, I'm thinking that maybe, instead of this being a continuation of the road, this is a terminus. We stick in a truck stop just right here, and it can take from the foundry. We'll replace all of that with asphalt and everything, so it fits in with this. But we don't need to really widen that or anything like that, or even connect it to the main road network, unless we decide that having the... Where are we? Having the truck stop down there is a bit much, and just bring the coal in up here and keep the iron feeding in down there. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. It will be dictated by what happens up with all this lot as well. Obviously, I've left us plenty of room to expand the foundry. No idea if we're going to need to expand this much. I did connect up a couple of smelters down there just to turn some of the iron ore from that second node into iron rods and iron plates, which we are storing iron plates back at the hub. We're not storing iron rods anywhere. So we are now. So that's good. Yeah. Okay. Next thing we need to think about then is these, what do you call them? Beam thingies. Versatile frameworks. I think they're made in an assembler. Yes, and we need modular frames and steel beams. Okay, in which case... steel beams... Yeah, we're not producing many. Half of what we're producing is already going into basically getting that encased steel beam thing assembler working at about 30%. So, connecting up the next set of iron and... We'll need more coal, won't we? Okay, we'll have to think about that. We do have another coal node up there, but is one truck going to be enough to bring everything down? I mean... Probably. For the moment, at least. Don't know. We'll have to see. It might be that we probably will need to connect that other one up because we'll be using twice as much iron, so we'll need twice as much coal being produced as well. So yeah. We'll definitely need to do that. That should be easy enough. Let me dash up there and have a look. Okay, here's our first mine, which isn't currently producing anything because presumably the truck station is full. Yep. That's fine. Thank you. I didn't mean to do that. That's the other coal node, which I think is also pure. Yes. Yeah. So we'd be able to get out, again, 240 a minute, which would be exactly what we need. We could probably just feed it into that second input, couldn't we? Because then we wouldn't need to worry about having the belt capacity. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, let's get that set up, shall we? What do we want? Foundations. We're just using the standard fix-it foundations up here. Whoop. It's a little further than we needed to go. And I don't have any iron plates. Right, let me go fill up with resources that I can actually use. Okay, I should have everything I need. I've put in the platforms already. Let's see if we can get a miner in. That looks straight. Excellent stuff. Okay, in which case, let's wait until you've finished feeding out, shall we? Okay, so everything is okay. We're all filled up. We don't need to worry about cutting supplies off or anything like that. Where's the truck? Probably down there somewhere. Okay, good. Now, we want to come in basically on top of there, don't we? So... That's the wrong one. That's the one we want. Okay, that should be what we need. Mark II conveyor, or do we need a Mark III? We need a Mark III. Okay, right, you're coming out to the middle there. That'll do. And then... like that. Come on, connect up, please. There we are. Like so. And like so. Okay. And let's hook the power up. Right, that's another 240 coal a minute being produced. Whoops, there's the truck. But now I'm going to need to disconnect what I've put in down here in terms of the iron rods and iron plates, and connect that up into more foundries in there. Yeah, on the other side. I did leave space on the other side for them, so hopefully that should work. We'll see. I'll have to do the maths again. That's going to take another hour. Right. I'm in here under the foundries. I've connected the second iron ore feed up. And I'm just thinking about all of this under here. Now, what I've done is... Oop, I jumped a little bit further than I was expecting there. Okay, I have set these 6 foundries to a rate of 88.8889%. So they're producing 40 a minute, which means they're intaking 40 a minute, which means they should all run at 100%. Because from my rough maths, 240 divided by 6 is 40. So they should be able to all be getting 100%. But because of the way we've set up our feed, I don't think that's happening. So what I want to do is basically redesign all of this. Yeah. Yes, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to start by just taking out all of this. And then I'll be back. Okay, a brief redesign then. Instead of having 4 along there and then another bunch along here, I've split it down into 3 and 3. So underneath... Here we are. Oops. So the feeds come in, coal and iron come in into splitters, which split them down immediately into another splitter over the first 3, and a second splitter into the second 3. Very simple. Should be balanced, in theory. So, let's connect this up. There we go. That should now all feed in. What I haven't done is figure out what I'm going to do with the exit feeds. We've got ourselves one floor lift there to take it up to the production level above. If I come along here. Yeah, there. Takes it up to the next level. But it's probably best... What are you doing up there? You. Oh my god, they're multiplying. There's loads of them. Never mind. Yeah, so... If I come across here... Obviously nothing here is working currently. So, we need... What do we need? Right, so that's only using 180 at the moment. Okay. In which... okay. Yeah, so we need more constructors doing things. But these weren't getting what they needed anyway. Let's have a look. Let me have a look at the logistics floor here. So... That should be fine. That should split it evenly. How much are we actually producing? 40 a minute from each. So that'd be 120 from this section and 120 from that, wouldn't it? Okay, so we're going to need to do some redesigning upstairs. Yeah. So we're going to end up with 480 steel being produced every minute. Okay, let me do some brief redesign then. Okay, done some redesign. Then I've added in another constructor up here, set to produce more steel beams. So that's increased our production of steel beams to 45 a minute. Yeah, so we've got 3 machines here producing steel beams. That takes 60 ingots each. Okay, so we've got 180 ingots being used over those 3 machines. And then over these 2, it's still making steel pipes, which is another 60. So that should be 240 ingots per minute being used there. In terms of logistics, I've got it split here. So we've got these 2 machines taking 30. Yeah. So basically, we've got 240 comes in here, gets split down 2 ways, into 120 and 120. This 120 gets split down into 60 and 60. This gets split down into 60 and 60. The first 60 goes straight into there to make steel beams. The second 60 comes out into another splitter, down into 30 and 30 for the steel pipes. Okay, that's the first step. Down here, we've switched around to configuration of 3 and 3. So we've basically got 120 being produced. If I can go on, there we go. 120 being produced on each side. So 120 there, 120 there. And down here, with the logistics, we've got 40 coming out here, 40 coming out here, 40 coming out here, all into a merger, which is connected up to another merger. Exactly the same on that side. So it all comes into a single merger, and then, in theory, will be taken up through this conveyor lift. I say in theory because I'm not entirely sure I've connected the middle bit up. So let me go and check I've done that. Yes, I have. That's already feeding up there. Brilliant. Okay, so if we, whoops, jump into this logistics floor here, this should be feeding pretty evenly, which it seems to be doing. And if we dash up to the top floor, like so. Oh, a whole bunch of green lights. Everything appears to be producing. Excellent stuff. Okay, that should increase, as I say, it'll increase our production of steel beams a little bit, you know. But every little helps. And basically what we're going to do then is, now that we've connected up the second lot of coal and the second lot of iron, we are essentially going to just repeat what we've got there, but flipped around on that set of tiles there. So another 3 foundries there, another 3 there. We'll just mirror the feeds coming in underneath. Yeah, and copy everything up onto this next floor. I'm probably going to bring those across at least 1 tile, so we've got plenty of space in here to fit in the same configuration of splitters and conveyors. In fact, let me set this up first so I don't forget. Okay, yeah, so we've got basically space on the logistics floor for everything to squeeze in, hopefully. I mean, it should do. We've basically mirrored what we've got everywhere else, so that should be fine, and we'll be able to produce another another 45 steel beams and another number 40 steel pipes, which will be good. But we will leave it there for this episode. Not got as much done as I'd hoped. This took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. Plus the fact we had a couple of crashes, which slowed me right down as well. So this has taken a lot longer to record than I was expecting, but we have ourselves a road blueprint that we can use. We have ourselves an Explorer that we can blap backwards and forwards on. This is obviously going to... The blueprints are obviously going to make it much quicker to build than it would to build one by one each tile. So it is definitely an improvement. But let me know what you think in the comments. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you've enjoyed it and you'd like to see more. Please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Satisfactory. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.